A very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on the Tuesday edition of the show. Promises to be exciting as always. I'm Yemi Adebayo.
What a greetings to you wherever you are in the world joining us. In London, Mustin Okonakman.
All right. As usual in the world of sports, fast-paced, money-spinning world of sports, we're always excited because there's always something to talk about. Tonight, UEFA Champions League matches will be played. We'll also talk about the Ukraine-Russia crisis because it's still affecting football. A decision was made by the Court of Arbitration for Sports today. We'll look at the implication of that decision. And of course, there are some who feel that the International Olympic Committee should take a tougher stance on Russia. We'll also look at that. Not forgetting what is happening here at home, talking about the Nigeria Professional Football League. We look at the aftermath of matches played on March day 18. We are almost at the halfway point in the Nigeria Professional Football League. And let's not also forget that matches will be played tomorrow in the Women's Premier League. That's the outlook of the show tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm particularly pumped up as regards the Lagos International Schools Athletics Championships, when it has to do with the schools, when it has to do with young talents, the grassroots. When we go back to the basics, it means we want to start doing the right things, So I think that's where we should kick off the show and talk about this one. And I think you were still on vacation when I told Cecilia that it was when Channels TV jumped up, took the initiative, said, let's revive schools athletics with the Channels track and field classics. Then other individuals started seeing the need for us to go back to the basics. And so over 30 secondary school and primary schools in West Africa have begun campaigning for medals at the inaugural edition of the Lagos International Schools Athletics Championships at the Teslim Balogun Stadium in Surulere. The competition has been endorsed by the Lagos State Sports Commission, the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, and the Nigeria School Sports Federation. The tournament director and Sydney 2000 Olympic gold medalist Enefio Udobong says the championship is designed to bring high-level competition to kids at the early stage to expose them to international standards. At the early stage to expose them to international standards. And that's what we're talking about. Nothing like, building from the bottom to the top. Let's listen to Enefio, and then we'll come back, we'll talk about this because this is one for, for the grassroots, this is one for development, and this is one for talent discovery and development.
We're very happy that people have received the competition. People are very happy about it. We're happy that the turnout is much. The schools are enthusiastic. The kids are very, very happy. So it's really exceeded my expectation. My expectation at the end of this tournament is that we can see one or two people that are good enough to go into the youth teams, into the junior teams that can graduate along the way. We see one or two people whose parents or whose guardians will say, look, we have a talent here. Can we find someone to help them train? Can you help me develop them? Because we're just exposing raw talent, raw interested talent. So once we have this interest, sports is having a lot of problems because of lack of interest because of the modern technology. So once this interest is revived and imbibed in all these kids, it's a good thing for us. That was the seed plans of the whole thing, trying to replicate what happened in Jamaica. It's just our first edition. We have a lot to go, but we are sure that we're going to get there.
That's right. I remember when Enefio Udobong visited Jamaica and he saw the level of work that they've put into athletics. He was wowed. I'm glad that he has carried that expectation back home and is doing his own bit. Yeah. I mean, this is what we're talking about. Get ex-internationals, into the grassroots, let them start discovering and nurturing talent. And with this, you could tell that the future of athletics is looking good again.
It is. Of course, you might not see the rewards immediately, but with time, and of course, I'm very happy that a lot of people are jumping into the fray, doing what Channels has been doing for a while, trying to discover talents, nurture them to stardom, and of course, while doing that, inculcate standard practice, the best levels acceptable anywhere in the world. Of course, like you said, it's the inaugural edition of the Lagos International Schools Athletics Championship. Of course, the athletes are very excited to be here, to be participating in the maiden edition. Let's listen to some of them. I mean, talk about the excitement. We'll come back to talk some more on Sports Tonight.
It's very challenging because, like, I see some people younger than me that they can do more than me, you know. So, but I still motivate myself. I still motivate myself to be very happy for partaking in this. I'm expecting to bring a good name back to Ghana and show everyone that it's not only in the US and other countries abroad that can do things. Africans too can also do something good.
I feel very happy and privileged. So many people want to be in my position right now, but I'm here and I pray God is going to give me the grace to do well.
It's very exciting because people from different states and different schools come together and race with each other. And I think it really encourages people to participate in events like this.
People who like come to a competition like this for the first time will be scared, and they will like not feel. They'll feel like if they lose, it will be like a big thing. But then they need to calm down and like understand that this is like a competition for experience and everything.
Yeah, so that's it. The kids are super excited about the athletics championship. Says it's for experience. You know, you listen to young people talk about this and then you get joy. I mean, because the winner at all costs is also one reason why we're not developing young talent. And they're saying, look, the fact that we have a platform to compete, to develop our skills, that's good enough.
It's a platform, and it's a very good one. It's an opportunity some of their predecessors didn't get. They are getting it now. And when you hear people like Nefiok talking about, standard practice and acceptable standards globally, you will be sure that those kind of traits and knowledge will be inculcated into those kids. And, of course, they'll start getting used to it at a very early stage. And of course it also helps you, it brightens your horizon. You begin to aim high. I mean, when you know that the sky is not your limit, it's just your beginning where you can start from. So a good way to start the show tonight, talking about of course the Lagos Schools Athletics Championship. And we're very, very happy. All right, let's just quickly bring Kehinde Idris into what we're doing on the show tonight. I don't know if you've seen this, but let me ask him. Greetings to you, Kehinde. Thanks for finding out time to be with us on the show tonight.
Yeah, and Ms. Proper to say welcome back. You've been off for a while, but it's good to have you back, and it's good to be here. You were talking about the school sports, and yes, I've seen, I've heard, I've really seen, and all of that. And this is the way to go. We're all talking about, age sheets, catch them young, and all of that. One of the ways you easily do that in a place like Nigeria is to take it back to the schools, where primary school, secondary school, you can almost, easily get to monitor where these kids are coming from, where these children are coming from. Where you talk about, you're a pupil of this primary school, you graduated so year, you moved into the secondary school and all of that. This is the progression, and it's as easy. And at that moment, while you're managing age sheets, you're discovering them young for them to get, well-breeded to be the next big thing. And Udo Bong speaking right there, these are some of the stalwarts we have in our athletics, and was saying if these are the people that these kids, these pupils are looking up to. Good one at that tender age. Then, like you said, they can now start dreaming at a very tender. See, there is a place in the UK, in Birmingham. It's called 8 Years to Podium. So kids who go to, this terrain, you are either 7, max 8. So that at age 15, age 16, you're ready to stare the world in the face that whichever competition you're bringing, I am ready. And that is where it should be. After this, we get the best out of these kids and then help them in that transition level, because that's always the issue. It's not discovery. Transition from now to that next thing, which is where you now start facing Africa, start facing the world. Yeah. That is where the work lies. So it's a good one. I like it that it's back to school. Let's catch them young, curb 8 cheats, and then we just we move on to the next thing, which is transition.
It reminds me of what we say in the part of the country that I'm from. I mean, nobody gets anywhere by themselves.
Nobody.
Somebody else.
Yes.
And
yes.
so it's important for us to know that we need to assist the young ones.
Of course.
And just stop waiting to claim people. Be part of their success story. And this is one of the ways we can do just that. All right, guys, let's move on the show tonight. We have a lot to talk about. Let's start now by going to football and taking a look at the Nigeria Professional Football League matches played over the weekend, just in case by chance, if you missed out on the results, let's give it to you again. Then, of course, we'll take some reactions. On the screen, you have Kwara United beating Heartland 2-1. Sunshine Stars defeated Dakara 2-1. Katsina United had a slim 1-0 victory over Wiki Tourist. Lobby Start, there's a casualty from this game. Hopefully, we'll have a conversation around that. Lobby Stars losing to Abia Warriors 2-1. Aqua United, I didn't see this coming. Losing at home to Rangers International 3-0. Gombe United and Rivers United goalless, share of the Spurs. Nasarawa United and MFM, a goal apiece. It ended 1-1. 3SC and Kano Pillars. Of course, a very big game in this part of the world. 3SC coming out tops 1-0 over Kano Pillars. These are the matches played. Match day 18. We're almost at the halfway point. Eimba International held to a 1-1 draw by Plateau United. And of course, Niger Tornadoes beating Remo Stars 1-0. These matches were played on Saturday. Yep. So these are the results. All right. So we have 2 feature games. I'm going to pass the baton to Austin shortly. Gombe United and Rivers United. If you go away and pick a point, no matter who you're playing against in the Nigeria Professional Football League, it's a good result.
Counts for something, and Gombe United, what a story they are telling at the Pantami Stadium. They are proving that you cannot just come there and run over them. The last time we had a conversation on the Nigeria Professional Football, I said it was a tale of Plateau United and Rivers United saying, if you win, I win. Now it has changed to if you don't lose, I don't lose. Because both sides went away and they picked valuable points. And Plateau United went to Eimba, played 1-1. This game between Gombe United and Rivers United ended goalless. And it was a game that was supposed to test the character of Rivers United, and I think they handled it just fine. For Gombe United, they should be proud of this result, because with the form that Rivers United they are enjoying, it was a good way to hold their own ground. And if you check Gombe United, in the last 5 matches, it's a draw, loss, win, loss, and a draw. They are 10th on the log, and they've gathered 24 points. For a newly promoted team in the league, they're not doing badly. And Yemi and Kende, take a look at the stadium and see the crowd beginning to come out to appreciate the football. And that's what we love about the Nigeria Professional Football League in the northern part of the country. They always come out to support the army. Before I get Kende talking, let's listen to the coaches. First, Coach Stanley Eguma of Rivers United reacting after the match.
Well, it was a good game. We actually came here to win. Because we wanted to maintain our top position in the log. But we came and saw a very stiff opposition. Saw a very strong Gombe United team. But we got a draw at the end of the day. We make do with that. I commend my players, and I commend the opponent too. They played well. It was a highly technical game. You know, we are still on top of the log, you know, and I think that the league is getting tougher and tougher, whereby you need to get a lot of points away from home, and ensure that you can maintain, you know, the momentum. You see, so we are really focused and determined, and I think that if the players can, you know, continue this way and even up their game, we will get there. I think that it's not over until it's over. It's always a tough fixture. When you play a rival opponent, Aqua United is a rival opponent. You know, all of us are in Southside. We know each other very well, and the terrain is a familiar terrain for all of us. We're expecting a very tough opponent in Aqua United, but I know that Rivers United have all that it takes, you know, to grab the 3 points. But we have to do a lot of hard work. We have to work above our capacity.
It's football. You just have to take it the way it comes. We can go elsewhere and get the 3 points. That is football. I remember the other time we had draw at home. When we drew at home, it was then we went to the Kada and we got 3 points. So who says we cannot get 3 points on the road? But all the same, it was a good game. Like I said it earlier, they are a highly disciplined side, highly tactical side, with loaded experience in the team, because they just came back from the continent. So and you should expect nothing less than that. And they gave us a very good fight. But all the same, they know they have met a side that is not easy to crack. Of course, we'll be going to Pillars in anticipation of getting the available 3 points in the match.
I like that. Well done, Coach. Aliyu Zubairu of Gombe United and Coach Stanley Eguma. Coach Stanley Eguma confirmed that they went there for maximum points, but they met stiff opposition. He said the league is getting tough. Okay, I think it will get tougher when they take on Aqua United on March the 19th. But if you take a look at the visuals coming from Gombe United and Rivers United, I'm sure you are pleased with the way the Nigeria Professional Football League is going.
Yes, I'm very pleased. That particular game got me really, you know, interested, not because of Rivers United, but because of Gombe United. What Gombe is doing this season is very enviable. Just keeping it, just keeping the discipline very tight. Win games you have to win, and that when I mean you have to, games that look so sure for you to win, you win them. And for the ones that seem a bit tough, you get to, you know, try to muscle out something like Rivers United visiting. It's actually tough. Rivers United can pick points anywhere because of the setup of the team, the experience in the team, and also they are enjoying a fine form. You know, when you're in that stride, it's almost hard to get to stop you. So Gombe United, you really got me interested in this one, and I'm happy. As much as I want Rivers United to do special this season, I'm happy at the way it went. If you really wanted, speaking from the angle of Rivers United now, these are games where you have to, you know, even step up more to get all 3 points. For Gombe, it feels like a win as much as they're at home, and I'm loving what they are doing this season. You just talked about, you know, their position on the table. 10th right there, and the goods they are doing, that is why they find themselves at the top half of the table. For Rivers United, the fight continues, but probably a sigh of relief that, you know, they drew, and also Plateau United drew. Plateau had won in Eyimba, it would have been, you know, Plateau usurping them right there. So it's them living to fight another day. Match day 18 will now serve us another drama, and you know, the picture painted by you, it is you win, I win, and now probably it's more of if you don't lose, then I don't get to lose. Let's see who blinks first.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I will wait to see what will come out of match day 19. It's post tonight on Channels Television. Let's go on this quick break. When we come back, I'll take a look at other games that went down on match day 18. So don't go anywhere. Stay with us.
All right, welcome back. Of course, we're still on the matter. We're talking about the Nigeria Professional Football League, and we're taking reactions from some of the matches played over the weekend. Our second feature game will be between Nasarawa United and, of course, MFM. We're also going to try to look at Aqua United and Rangers. It was surprising. I talked about it. Maybe I'll get Kende to say a thing or two. And of course, we'll also listen to Austin as well and myself. I mean, I've told you my opinion already. That's the game on your screen. Yeah. We've always believed Aqua United's home ground to be a neutral. Some people call it a neutral venue.
Play good football and get results.
Play good football and get results.
Yes, the uncommon stadium. But the problem for me in this game is the fact that Aqua United, the same problem for several seasons now. I think last season, they just stepped it up a bit. That is their conversion rate. Aqua United will continue to create chances, especially at home. But what is the ratio of conversion to the ratio of chances created? It's always a worrying one. And this game highlighted that all the way. If you had not seen this game, you would have said, okay, Rangers United overran Aqua United all the way. But that's a blatant lie. Aqua United gave a good account of themselves, not converting chances, and Rangers, at the times they got their chance, well converted, steered them, away from Aqua United. 3-0, very, very good results. And that result did not just end them 3 points. It actually sent a resounding message to other teams coming. Especially, like I said, if you're one of those teams or, coming from any of the other setups in the NPFL that didn't really see this game, you would just be all scared of Rangers United. But Aqua United really did do well, created chances but did not convert it. I think at this point we had to beg the Aqua United, please get a proper coach in that coaching figure, because this makeshift issue for Rangers, good results, and let's move on from here.
All right. Let me allow Austin chip in as well. I'm always teasing him about Aqua United, but I mean, is it hard to accept? Is it hard to accept that these guys played well and the scoreline doesn't do justice to the performance they gave on the night?
They did their part, but it doesn't take anything away from the fantastic performance of the Flying Antelopes. Enugu Rangers have been on a beautiful run away from home. They have scored 10 goals now away, and they've amassed the most number of points away in the Nigeria Professional Football League. You can't take anything away from the pedigree of Enugu Rangers. Look at the goals scored by Palm. There you know that they meant business, playing Aqua. And football is a game of take your chance, because Aqua United, they created chances, but they didn't take it. Rangers started scoring from the 55th minute and then went on to score 3 to win. The game looked like a game that was going to, maybe end a draw, or maybe you get a 1-0 win, but when Rangers started scoring, they didn't stop, and that just confirms the sort of form that they've shown this season away from home. And if they continue this way, then it's like we already have a team that is like, when you get this sort of opportunity, you take it. That's the story of Aqua United on this match day. They weren't taking chances, but Rangers, they were taking their chances and they were scoring. So football had to teach Aqua United a bitter lesson. Maybe now the club will say, okay, they need to get a proper coach, or just say, Coach Jolomi, you are in charge. Take care of this team and make sure that we don't end in a disgraceful way, because they are defending champions and everybody's expecting a lot from them. But I don't want to take anything away from the Rangers' performance. It was beautiful. They did their job and they deserve all 3 points.
All right, we knew it was always going to be tough. Before that game, it was 4th against 6th. And on the strength of that result, Rangers are in number 3. And Aqua United remain rooted in the 6th position. And I do agree with Kehinde Idris. 3 points lost, especially when you're playing at home and you played so well, didn't convert your chances. I talked about, of course, Naswa United and MFM. MFM are in a precarious situation. They're in a situation you don't want your team to be. And we've always called them bad travelers, but in this case, I think, they stood up to be counted. It was a draw. They didn't roll back. They didn't sit down. They got a point from this game, and at least it's worth some commendation.
Yeah, it's what. And Nasarawa United, like I used to say, Nasarawa, Lobi, Abia Warriors. I think about these are three teams in the MPFL that, not minding their position on the table, whenever you're playing these teams, just bring your A game. Whether they are 20th on the log or they are 3rd on the log or wherever they find themselves, even if you're the most informed team, on the day you're to play these three teams, you need to come with your A game because they can hit you at any point. So for MFM to go all the way to Nasarawa in Lafia to get a point away, then also in 6 games, if not for the blemish on that form where Kwara United came to Lagos at the Teslim Balogun Stadium to cut away all 3 points, it would have been a beautiful 6 run of games for MFM where they went away twice, Niger Tornadoes and also Eyimba, to get points. You saw how Katsina United and the likes, but for that Kwara United game, it was a shocker really, and then they went to Nasarawa to get another point. I'm having a feeling that MFM are building something, but the question is, hope it won't be a little too late at the end of the whole build if they cannot climb out of it, because finding yourself rooted at that 20th position for weeks now, it's a worry. And as the game wears on, like we said, when it gets to the second half, everybody is stingy with points, especially on the away grounds.
All right, 20 matches still left to be played, so we'll see what can happen. The difference between 11 and 20 is just 7 points. So we'll see what happens. But of course, let's take some reactions from that game. We'll listen to the coach of Nasarawa United and the coach of MFM, both having their say on the show tonight.
Football at times can be funny because actually, if you look at the MFM team, I don't see it to be a team that can cause problem. But sometimes football is a funny game. So there's no issue of disappointment. The game is something like that is part of the game. Expectations, as you can say, is after 90 minutes. Because if anybody tell MFM that they can hold us to draw, they won't agree. But the game is that way. So we have to go out and go and play and look for something to make up for our loss.
All right, Bala, thank you, coach of Nasarawa United. Obviously, very disappointed with the outcome of the game. I said earlier that we were going to listen to the MFM manager. Let's quickly listen to him as well, get his thoughts on the game, and of course we'll talk about it and move on to talk about the ladies.
Where we are in a position, all we just needed is victory bets. 1-1 is okay for us. So look, we'll go for our next away game. Maybe we can see victory there. I'm okay with the 1-1 draw. I've been monitoring them for the past 4 days, learning more about Nasarawa, because Nasarawa is one of the best teams in the league, and they showed it today. But my assessment to my team, we came with a game plan. At least if it's a draw, we'll go. I'm okay with it.
All right, so that's it. MFM, the coach, Christian, speaking his mind. Let me go to Austin quickly. We were almost having a laugh in the studio. I won't tell you. I won't tell you what we're laughing about. But that game, the views of
why do I have a feeling? Why do I have a feelings about Aqua United? Why do I have such feelings?
So. Both managers speaking their mind. The one that got a draw, very happy. If he had lost, nobody would have been surprised. Balani Q saying, look, if anybody said MFM we're going to get 1 point from this place, you would have said no. And he feels they were the kind of side that should have gotten a point against his team. Both were the views of both managers. But, I still think it was a fair scoreline.
I think it was the first scoreline, particularly because MFN scored first as early as I think it was barely the first minute where we saw that stunning free kick, get into the back of the net for MFM. And that's the way to start a match, and then from there you build the momentum. But Alaniki is just disappointed, in his head. He say MFM has been donating points. Why would they come to Lafia and then pick 1 point. That's why I kept saying that football can be funny. And if you listen to the MFM manager also, he said that the game plan was don't lose. What Balaniki is forgetting is that you don't want to play MFM now because they're in a very difficult position. They're at the bottom of the league table, and now they need to start getting every point that they need. And let's go back to last season. Kende, I'm sure you can remember too. There was a time MFM was struggling. We were thinking it was going to be relegation for them. Then they started going away, pick 1 point, then managed to win in Lagos, and that's what kept them in the league. For Nasarawa United, after match day 18, I know why Balaniki is not pleased. This is a team that gave us a fantastic run last season. And about this time last season, we were talking about the solid miners every match day, But now, if you look at the league table, they are 12th on the log. Yep. The last 5 matches is a draw, loss, and 1 win for Nasarawa United. They've gathered just 22 points from 18 matches. It's enough to piss the manager off, So I understand where it's coming from, but it's the Nigeria Professional Football League. Balaniki, you need to calm down. Go back, find a way to get your team to the performance that they gave us last season. And you never know. When you look at the league table, it's so close to call. Look at first, 39, the next, 38. Look at Rangers, Kwara United, Remo. If you lose one game, just like Aqua United now, they are back to 6th, like losing to Rangers. But if you look at Aqua, you look at Sunshine Stars in 7th, look at Wiki, Eimba, Gombe. You can tell that whoever is not winning is dropping, and whoever is winning is finding his way, 2 or 3 steps on top of the table. So that's football for you. But let's talk about Lobby Stars quickly. Before we leave the MPFL, Lobby Stars also lost their last game. This time again, they lost it in Makurdi. Yeah. And with that, we started hearing all sorts that Coach Eddie Dombraye has been sacked. So I reached out to Coach Eddie Dombraye. What's the situation? We saw a Lobby Stars tweeted it, that the manager is gone. It was everywhere in the media. But Eddie Dombraye say has not received any official notification, not even a phone call or an official letter. That he only saw it also on social media. So it's okay. Let's speak to Eddie Dombraye, but we're having connectivity issue to get the coach to come on. But if you look at Lobby Stars 17th on the log, last 5 matches, 4 losses and 1 win. It's enough for the club management to say, Coach, take a walk. But this is a professional league. We're just saying let's do the right one. The coach is saying no one has given him official notification, so he doesn't even know that he's sacked. He just saw it on social media.
I'm trying to hold back. I'm not saying what we do in Nigeria is acceptable, but I just wanted to say sometimes you don't need to be told that you're sacked when we run clubs in Nigeria. Just lose at home, and the chairman is at the stadium. You don't need anyone. You don't need anyone to tell you. But I'm not saying that's the way it should be. But I'm just saying, and anyway, all coaches know that there are 2 types of coaches: those that have been sacked and those that are waiting to be sacked. So, just like somewhat attributed to Emmanuel Amurike today, there's no shame in being sacked. Every coach at some point is going to get sacked, and it's not because you are not good enough. It's just because maybe results didn't go your way. Top managers have been sacked, so there's no shame in that. But things
Mourinho, Jose.
Yeah.
Jose Mourinho has made more money from being sacked.
That's true. So, but then again, for sanity to prevail, we have to do things the way it should be done. Don't be in a hurry to run to town with the news that you've done something, and the man who is supposed to have that information doesn't even have it.
It's still wondering what's going on.
What's going on here? Nobody has told me anything, and it's something that is actionable in court. It could go either ways. If he decides to take it a step further and start suing for all kinds of, you never can tell what can happen. I want to quickly get Kende Idris into this before we take a look at what's going on with the ladies. Your thoughts on It's from the media perspective. We are in no position to question whether you should sack somebody or not sack. It's not our job. But from the media perspective, how it's been
managed. News should be managed. When you were giving an example of coaches being sacked and all of that, and those story, Thomas Tuchel comes to mind. While he was leaving PSG, it seemed like end of the road. He came to Chelsea. Right now, he's the #1 coach in the world, but he attributed to achievement because he won the World Club Cup. That's on one side. Now, so many times, this is the problem we have with social media today because it's not a controlled medium. Anybody can try anything out there. Some even have the capacity because probably they throw a lot of things that has to do with that club on social media. Some people tend to rely on their news. And then when they hear stuff like a sack right there, they take it around town. Otherwise, there should be an official handle for the club. Now, that is another angle to the whole story. Clubs, social media is here. You need to have an official angle where anybody who wants a genuine news should go to this handle and check it out. Like Austin had to call the coach and all of that. Sometimes you don't even need to take through that trouble. Go to their handle, go to their website and get it confirmed.
Whatever you get is verified.
Because it's their handle. Anything being put there is from the management and all of that. But it is what it is. Like you said, hey, so many times games will tell you where this pendulum will swing for this coach. But for now, with the worrying position Lobby finds himself, I think it's been a while Lobby are here. They might not be jostling for Continental, but they are not, they don't go this deep. They are 17th, and in the NPFL, 16 teams get relegated. So they are in the relegation zone. It's a worry. And if a coach gets sacked for this, I think it happens anywhere around the world. So Lobby might be on that brink, but to what we know, no official statement from the management yet that the coach has been sacked. So let's stay with that and let's see what Lobby and, the entire body does, concerning games to come. But we are entering the second half. You don't want to enter with some bad patch.
All right, you don't want to do that. So let's see how they clean this up. It's something that needs to be cleaned up. So we'll see how Lobby starts clean this up. All right, so let's move on the show, guys, and let's talk about the ladies. Let's quickly attempt a preview of what's going to happen midweek. That's tomorrow. Nigeria Women Football League match day 11 fixtures. Let's take a look at what's going to happen in Group A and in Group B. I'll get Austin's thoughts. I'll get Kennedy's thoughts as well. Group A, Osun Babes will take on Nasarawa Queens. Edo Queens will take on Confluence Queens. Adamawa Queens will take on Nigeria Raitels. That's in Group A. And in Group B, Rivers Angels will take on Royal Queens. Bayelsa Queens will take on FC Robo Queens. Sunshine Queens will take on Delta Queens. Slowly but surely, we're cruising. We're just cruising with the ladies. And rightly so. The leadership of the women's football body, they're getting a lot of praises, a lot of accolades for how women's league has been run in Nigeria. And so even while we're talking about the games, you'll also have to spare a minute or two to commend the leadership for what they're doing.
Like every day, as much as I want to wax lyrical about the players, about the goalkeepers, coaches, and all of that, the management, the body overseeing anything women's football, especially at the club level, are doing a marvelous job. I have thrown tantrums, jabs at the men, talking about the MPFL, NNL, NLO, on this show several times, where it seemed the Pathfinder, the Trailblazer, the Women's League, NWFL, since 2020, they've done that successfully. And I love the MPFL. They've also watched and followed, without not raising any dust. And look at what the games are now serving us. We're seeing games and we're anticipating to see another. While there was a break after the first half of the league, we saw how they filled up their entire break, where there was capacity building, seminars. First, it was for media officers of each club. So as a media officer, you are the information carrier, you are the information disburser for every club. How do you get your information? How do you disburse them? Where do you fetch them from? How do you go about things? They did that. Then they went ahead to also do capacity building for chairmen or people who oversee these clubs, just to know how you handle a team, especially from the business angle. And we're seeing so much, business angle right there. And my happiness was during that period, I saw everybody holding pen to paper, writing and all of that. So they do that so well. And then when we resume the second half, matches after matches, we've seen beautiful games where last time, for the first time in a long while, Robo Queens beating Rivers India was top story because they've not done that in a long while. And then, now they'll be playing Bayelsa Queens in that Group B. Trust me, no disrespect to teams in Group A, Niger Rattles, Edo Queens, Confluence. But that Group B has everything. Yeah. You have Delta, you have Bayelsa, you have Robo Queens, you have Rivers Angels. These are perennial campaigners all day, every day. So now Robo played Rivers Angels the last time. Now they are playing Bayelsa Queens. Next up, they'll be playing Delta Queens. That tells you are playing big games like every other day. So I just want to enjoy every game. But surely, I'm a Lagos person. Robo Queens always would have my support.
All right, we need to go on a break right about now. When we return from that break, we'll let you know what's happening in the UEFA Champions League. And, of course, we'll talk about the decision made by the Court of Arbitration for Sports. Join us again. All right, welcome back. Of course, we're done talking about the ladies. We could go on and on and on, talk about the ladies. We have a lot of ground to cover in the next 5 minutes before we leave the studio. All right, let's just quickly talk about what happened today. Court of Arbitration for Sports also will update us on that. Of course, they've upheld the ban on Russian teams, club sides, national teams in UEFA and FIFA competitions. They've upheld the ban while they're even looking at the case on its merits. The ban is still saying, but of course a judgment will come later on, and that's the situation. So sportsmen and women having to suffer for what's happening with the Ukraine-Russia crisis. Austin.
Yeah. I knew the Court of Arbitration for Sports was going to uphold the decision. It is difficult to come out publicly and support Russia, no matter the case you are bringing, So, as you said, it's rather unfortunate that sportsmen and women are suffering this, because we always say that you don't mix politics and sports, but it is what it is. Everyone just wants peace, and they are doing everything they can to squeeze Russia, to pack their load and leave Ukraine, and let's see how we can get things back to normal again. So it's difficult, very difficult to comment on this situation. It's even going these days like it's everybody that is sporting related with Russia that is suffering for this, So I don't know. I just knew that it was going to be difficult for CAS to come out and say, oh, let them be, or not uphold this decision. It is what it is. Russia will stay banned from all international competitions, UEFA and FIFA. And I don't know. I just hope that these decisions will some way, somehow make people to find a place to let reason prevail. Yeah. So sportsmen and women can get an opportunity to, showcase their God-given talents and use sports as a platform to promote peace and development.
All right. Let me get your thoughts. We'll go to the Champions League. That's the last thing we're doing. When this appeal gets heard, do you think, because Russia disagrees with what UEFA and FIFA is doing, they disagree, they filed this appeal. Do you think, CAS has said it's going to remain in place. Yes. We hear the case later. Yeah. Do you think anything favorable will come out for Russia?
I doubt really. It's just that there is a saying, drastic situations always need drastic action. And I think that's what UEFA, FIFA...
We always say sports is different from politics.
But this politics have now disturbed sports, because in Russia we can't play football. In Ukraine we can't enjoy football.
And all the teams...
it is politics that is coming to disturb football, and football is fighting back.
All the teams that will likely face Russia have said, if you tell us to play Russia, we're not going to play.
They can't play because you would have to go to their home. What about if there is a Ukrainian in that team? Ask Man City to play a Russian team, and you have Zinchenko. Will Zinchenko travel down to Russia? Hey, I missed everything happening. It can't happen. So politics came to disturb our football, and that is why we're using football to now fight back politics.
Okay, all right. So you have a Champions League before we go. Let's take a look at the situation report. It's not looking good for Manchester United right about now, because Atletico are a goal up. And of course, that's it on your screen. Ajax Benfica is dragging on. 45 minutes of football played. Aggregate score: Atletico 2. Of course, Manchester United 1. Still 45 minutes of football left to play. But Idris, in less than a minute, quickly, your thoughts on what you have on your screen.
I think man, you'll be asking where's Ronaldo right now. And 41 minutes, Atletico got that win. I knew this can swing anyway, so I'm really sitting on the fence. It's the other game that I just have this bias for Ajax, and I want them to go through.
Okay, all right. Let's pass the baton to Austin as we prepare to wrap things up. Austin, do you see this changing?
It might change. It might stay the same way. But this is football where anything can happen. I think Atletico got a goal in a good time. So let's see if Manchester United can respond. It can still swing anyway, Yemi. But as Kende said, for Ajax Benfica, with what Ajax has done in the UEFA Champions League in the last 2 years, sentiment moves towards them. And let's see if they can also respond.
All right, so that's it. I get a chance to sit on the fence, so I'll take that opportunity. I'll sit on the fence. I want to quickly thank Kende Idris for his time on the show.
It's good to be here always, and it's good to have you back.
Yeah, it's good to see you again. All right, thank you.
Although I had fun with Cecilia, though.
All right. Okay, so that's the show today. We thank you for allowing us to be a part of your day. We're going to be here again tomorrow to do what we do best, which is taking you on a trip across the money spinning world of sports. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.
It's always a delight to have you join us to talk sports. Till we meet again in London. I'm Austin Okonakwan. And everything you do, remember to keep talking sports. Bye for now.